Hi there, and welcome to this week's live session where we are going to talk about how you can fall asleep faster in only a matter of minutes if you have problems to fall asleep as quick as you want to. So, this one's for you if you've got a racing mind, have problems to calm down and rest when it gets to nighttime, and also if you tend to wake up in the night and have problems to fall asleep then. So, essentially, the first thing that I want to talk about is the intention that you go to bed with, because this is actually absolutely essential. And mm, it's a thing that we can so easily do wrong. So, especially if we have problems to fall asleep, then our wish, our need to want to fall asleep in a matter of minutes is going to get bigger, obviously. And what we often tend to do is to pressure ourselves. So that's exactly going to do the opposite of what you want to reach. We want to take away pressure when we will go to bed, and unconsciously we're building up pressure now because we set ourselves under pressure to do something that we have no control over, right? We don't have a sleep switch or anything like that. And if you look at all good sleepers out there, I can assure you that they do not go to bed pressuring themselves to fall asleep. Now, you might think, okay, they don't have to because they can fall asleep quickly, and that's the reason. But I would argue that exactly the opposite is the case. So we should look at what these sleep professionals do, and then we should copy them. And what all of them do basically is to go to bed. Yeah, they know they're going to sleep, but to go to bed with the intention to rest. They want to have a rest. They don't think about sleeping. And this is a thing that I would ask you to think about and give it a try. So when you hit the bed tonight, I would suggest that you go to bed with one intention, and that is the sole intention to get a rest. You're not going to think about sleep. It doesn't really matter to you because you had a long, hard day, and now it's time for you to take a rest. You're going to go and be happy and thankful that you've got a bed to lie in now. You're going to, enjoy the feeling of lying in a warm bed, in a cozy bed, and that's all you want to do. You take care of resting, that's under 100% of your control, and sleep will take care of itself. And if you get that right, you're already 50% there. So the other 50%, if you have a racing mind, worries are going on, or just have a problem to relax, then breathing techniques can be super powerful. There are lots of them out there, and I'm going to walk you through a breathing technique that is called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. It's not even my favorite, but I know that this is one that is proven to help many, many people out there, and it even helped my wife. A year ago, she woke up a couple of times and had a hard time falling asleep, and I told her this method. And 2 or 3 days later, she came, was super excited and surprised. She said, "Oh, Michael, guess what? It worked." I said, "Yeah, what did you think? Of course it works. It relaxes us." So the technique, it basically has the description in its name. That's why I love it. 4-7-8. So what we're going to do is to breathe in for 4 seconds. We're going to keep our breath for 7 seconds. And then we're going to breathe out for 8 seconds. And we're going to repeat that. And this is a very powerful and relaxing breathing technique that can help you to get rid of a racing mind and to calm our bodies, our minds, and let us get into the state of relaxation. And if you combine that with your intention and being thankful for lying in that cozy bed, I'm sure you're going to be 80% there already. So now I'm going to walk you through this exercise once. So do it with me. Breathe in. Keep our breath. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, and so on. Super relaxing. Even doing it once calms our bodies. You can do this exercise at daytime too if you just feel that you're stressed, and doing it 2, 3, 4 times, you will notice the relaxation instantly. So a very powerful technique. The next thing and last thing that I want to share with you today is if you wake up at nighttime, you can do the same things, just get up, bring up that intention that you don't want to fall asleep again, you just want to rest. You're happy that you don't have to get up because your alarm clock didn't go off, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be thinking of falling asleep again. Would just happen because when the alarm clock goes, we're all able to fall asleep again. Um, no, what I want to say is when you wake up at nighttime, you do not want to have a look at your clock. Don't do it. Don't look at your watch. Don't look at your alarm clock. Turn it away if it's hard for you. You just want to acknowledge that you woke up, as we all do, up to 20 times each and every night. It's perfectly normal. The only thing is that we forget if the time span is smaller than 2 minutes, which it typically is. So you do not want to give anything about waking up. It's completely normal. What you want to do is to just just continue to rest, right? So you just acknowledge that you're awake and you acknowledge that you're still lying in your cozy bed, and just keep breathing as your body. Typically, our body is in this flow of breathing. What I do is I just acknowledge that I'm breathing and I don't have to do anything about that. And if that doesn't work, then you can try a breathing technique too, like my wife did, and like many others of my clients do successfully. But I would ask you to do that if a couple of minutes went on, because the first thing would just be to acknowledge that it's perfectly normal to wake up. The second thing would be to just observe what's happening and to let your mind flow. And typically in 80-90% of all cases, you're just going to fall asleep. So, and with that, I'm going to close this week's live session. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and definitely check out sleeptrust.eu, where you can get and listen to the podcast that I did. I'm going to walk you through a second breathing technique there too that I personally love even more, even though I know that it might not be a good fit for everybody, but absolutely, I think it is actually. It's even easier than the 4-7-8 breathing technique. So check out sleeptrust.eu, and I'm happy to see you next week's live. Until then, have a superb sleep.